After what feels like ages, Digimon Adventure 2020 is back in business. The Digitrain has left the station, and finally, viewers get to explore the new digital world teased at the end of episode 3. Birdramon Soars finds itself in a tricky spot as far as expectations go. It's the first episode after a 2-month hiatus that was unplanned and out of the studio's control. It's also essentially the first episode of a new mini-arc, meaning the events of this episode were never really going to reach the highs of episode 3, which was essentially the conclusion of mini-arc 1. With all that said, Birdramon Soars mostly impressed me, with its realization of the digital world, a jaw-dropping Digivolution sequence, and time for Sora and Birdramon to, well, soar. I did have one concern with this episode though, and that was with these moments of animation that didn't feel all that animated. Let's just rip the band-aid off now and cover that before exploring what I loved. At the top of the episode, viewers are treated to sprawling shots of this shiny, bright digital world, which I kinda loved as establishing shots. That is, until the Digimon started showing up in the shots. For some reason, these monsters didn't feel like they were moving in a space. They felt like PNG files dragged across a background in Photoshop. I don't consider myself an animation snob, but there was little to no animation on the creatures themselves, and it was extremely hard not to notice. Later on in the episode, the same thing happened to Snaemon. The Digimon flies out of the shot, but instead of flying, it looked like clip art was just dragged out of the crop area. I'm really curious to see if we'll get more of this in future episodes, or if it'll turn out that this was kind of a one-time thing. Is this maybe the first time we're visually seeing the side effects of that mandatory work from home period? Or was episode 4 always going to take a hit visual-wise? It's always possible, and fairly common, for shows to pour their budgets into the first few episodes of a season to grab audiences from the start. So maybe episode 4 was always destined to look a little worse than episode 3. It's not a deal breaker, but it just caught me off guard. One thing that did not look worse was the amazing Digivolution sequence that Agumon is treated to in this episode. I have to say, between the original 01, Try, and this, I think Adventure 2020 may have just given us the best evolution sequence we've ever seen. I can't wait to see the other partner Digimon get this evolution treatment, and I'm even more excited to see what Champion to Ultimate will look like, or Ultimate to Mega. As for the episode's plot, it's fairly straightforward, and honestly it's a nice slowdown after the dramatic heights of the Tokyo Digital Crisis arc. The kids have 72 hours before a region-wide blackout hits Tokyo, and they have to work their way towards a colorful mountain that seems to hold the answers. Sora, Tai, Agumon, and Biyomon craft a raft, and in a delightful little moment, Sora justifies why she wears that helmet hat thingy, deeming it necessary to wear a helmet for this dangerous raft ride. It was funny to hear them finally address why this character is always wearing that helmet thing. Tai and Greymon fight an enemy in the water, while Sora and Biyomon fight Snaemon in the sky. Sora demonstrates courage and love, climbing up the Snaemon's leg to free Biyomon, and their connection results in the birth of Birdramon. We don't get a Birdramon evolution scene here, presumably they're saving that for later, but we do get a killer bit of music by Takayoshi Tanimoto, and the episode pretty much ends after that. The fight is alright, but it's mostly the music here, and we're still on a high after that evolution scene with Agumon. Birdramon Soars was a fine addition to the new canon of Digimon Adventure 2020 episodes. It presented concerns in the early half with clip art level animation, but it redeemed itself shortly after with an unbelievable transformation scene and a stellar fight with Birdramon. It looks like episode 5 is about to tease a bit of world building with Holy Digimon, and that looks pretty promising. We'll find out next week if the history of this digital world is similar to the original shows, or if they're going for something completely different. I'm giving Birdramon Soars a 7 out of 10. The episode takes things slow, letting viewers soak in the new series' digital world, and allowing Sora and Biyomon to form a believable connection. Hey everyone, I did just want to say thank you for your patience. I decided to take a 2-month or so hiatus, right alongside the show. I know I promised I would make little videos in between each episode, and I still hope to do that. I just thought it would make more sense to pause on the channel and come back strong when the series did, and hit the ground running now. So thank you. It seems like a lot of people watched the stuff and subscribed while I was away, which is really great. Nice to meet you. Thanks for checking out the channel, and I'm looking forward to making new reviews. So stick around, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get digital.